Welcome everybody. This is an Oreninc podcast special. I'm joined by Brent this morning, or this afternoon actually. It's already 2:30 or something. Time flies here at the conference in Vancouver. We're at the VRIC. And Brent, thanks for joining us. You're just here for the day?
Just here for the day, then off to Guatemala tomorrow.
Oh, you're busy. And I've seen you doing a lot of interviews. You've done a presentation earlier. What's your initial feedback? You've been here for a few hours now. What do you see?
I mean, there's a lot of people here. They claim 7,000 registers, 300 companies. So given how bad the sector has been behaving the past year or so, it's a bit surprising how many folks are here. I'm not sure how many are buying or how many are just looking to lick their wounds, but whatever.
It was a good example. I picked it up on Twitter earlier today. It's like Pure Gold seems to be up 8-9% or something, close the market today, and they had a full breakfast meeting. So there seems to be interest. I don't know what they said there, but at least there's interest from the investors that came.
That's good.
So, and the hallways are busy. Yesterday was really busy as well, despite big football games being on and all of that. So a lot of older investors actually noticed, so it stood out. What do you see in terms of trends? Like, what should investors, what do they see here? Like we got the same old companies. I've only noticed a few new companies.
Trends. I mean, what we're seeing, the one trend that comes and goes real quick, you mentioned vanadium. Vanadium prices collapsed. Cobalt prices come down. These temporary spikes in oddball metals, or not common metals. It's interesting to see how many companies will jump on it as quick as they can and how quick it fails, or they go away. I guess that's a trend that always happens. But I guess more important, what I'm seeing is the financing of the junior mining space is coming more and more from the major miners, the large mining companies, which tells you that they're getting more desperate for new deposits, and they're recognizing that it's much more efficient time and cost-wise to go via a junior as opposed to setting up their whole operation in some country.
That makes sense. And you mentioned some country, and you mentioned Guatemala before. Pan American took over Tahoe. That might set up a nice rebound for other companies in the area. But my point was the shakeup, for example, VRIC and Randgold merger, now Newmont and Goldcorp, the trickle-down effect into the juniors. Have you looked at that? Like, what assets might be shed? I don't know. First company that came to mind back in the day was the coffee project by Goldcorp bought from Kaminak, for example. What do you see happening? Like, is this market? I actually met somebody earlier here on the floor. He's setting up shelves now to take advantage of these opportunities, talking to bankers already, that if something becomes available, to jump at the opportunity.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that going on, and that's the shell game they play on Bay Street and House Street. Realistically, how many good projects are going to come out of these mergers? I would guess 10% might be good. The rest, they're not getting.
There's a reason why they're selling them. Yeah.
There is. I mean, coffee's a good example. It's small, but a small company can probably make money, whereas it doesn't affect VRIC. So, yeah, there will be some good things coming out.
I hosted a diamond panel earlier today, and it seems there was no interest. Like, when we started the conversation, there were 3 people in the room. At the end, there were a few more, but it was really 3. It was easy to count. I could do it with one hand. But it's an absolute niche market. So that is an interesting setup as well. But do you see, like, gold is always going to be the most at the forefront. Do you see a metal or even diamonds or another sector storming?
I don't. I think this year gold probably has the best chance of appreciating, given what's happening mostly in the U.S. Or caused by the U.S. I think we'll see further out base metals, copper. There's definitely a looming shortage in supply. That's out of ways. And if we're going into an economic downturn, it's not going to be great for base metals this year. Further out it will be.
Do you want key takeaways from this conference for our subscribers and readers? Like, to sum up, what do you see happening, or catalysts coming out of this conference, perhaps? Not necessarily the conference sector, or catalysts coming up for the positive sector. What should investors look out for the next 3 months?
Well, I think what's clear is that the industry and the sector needs discovery. And that's the place to be. But if you're going to be there, you better know what the company's looking for, do your due diligence, and recognizing that the odds of success are pretty low. So get out as soon as it starts going bad. We've made it that exploration insights. We've made good money on projects that ultimately fail because good news. Uh-oh, there's a problem. We're out ahead of the crowd.
That's the point. Being able to sell, having that, not falling in love with the stock and actually being able to sell.
That's the point.
Yeah, great. Thanks for joining us. Much appreciated.
You bet.
Enjoy the rest of the conference and safe travels.
Thank you.